What's going on, my good peoples? Sorry. That intro was dope as hell, man. As always, man. And I got to introduce. Good to have him back. My boy, Rockin' Robbie. Yo, thanks for the intro this week, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. I had to put something together special for Return of the Living Dead, man. I know. I'm just happy to be back.
I was watching it last night, and I was like, damn, this shit is dope.
But, what, the intro?
Yeah, because you sent it to me last night, I think.
Yeah, yesterday, yeah.
I was just going through my emails because I'm so busy. I've been even backed up on that, bro. I usually try and check my shit on the daily. But you have a good vacation, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't long enough, obviously.
Yeah,
and
they never are.
But it was a decent break, and now we're going back at it. On PCP, movie nights back with Action Fest. We kicked that off with Cobra last night. We just hit 11K.
Yeah.
Still doing the video with Jim Mint, the top 10 that released today. I've been joining him lately on Friday nights to discuss Loki with some amazing guests like Very Gary Comics and Comic Tom 101, Pressable Defects, and Benny from Comic Storian. So I've been on his channel twice now because of it, because he streams it as well there. So it's been a really fun 2 weeks. But it's even better now.
Yeah,
here
man.
Where I belong at the horror show.
Yeah, well, I gotta say congrats on that 11K, my brother.
Well, thank you.
Fucking killing it, bro. Just keep growing and growing. I'm proud of you.
And 6 years. We celebrated 6th anniversary.
Yeah.
Too. So it's been a cool, fun week, man. It's been very uplifting. So
yeah,
well
that's
needed,
fun, bro. Hell yeah, that's so dope, bro. Proud of you, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations. So what's up, TM? Obviously we're here to review Return of the Living Dead 1, 2, and 3. I love this. Is honestly probably my favorite zombie franchise. Like I Joe Bob put it the perfect way. He's like, kind of once you see this, he's like, it kind of ruins other zombie movies for you. I think it's just so awesome. And he said like something about, I think this came out right before Day of the Dead, and this he's like, this I think smashed it so hard that like people weren't that crazy about Day of the Dead, even though it's a cult classic to this day. But I don't know, that was just a quote he was saying. So
well, it's true. I mean, Return of the Living Dead hit hard and was very well received, but Day of the Dead, which didn't get, I don't think, as big of a release either. Day of the Dead was a movie that it took some years to really age and find its audience through the VHS market and stuff. And nowadays, a lot of people like me think that Day of the Dead's the best out of the.
I love it.
The Romero. It's my favorite zombie movie. Period. So, but Return's something else, man. It's a whole different vibe than the Romero zombie films.
It is.
This whole franchise is more 50s. It's more goofy, but not always. It's goofy, but when they're trying too hard to be goofy, it fails, right? But the first three, at least in this franchise, I think are decently solid enough. We'll get into it, obviously. 4 and 5 we're not talking about tonight because we can't be bothered with that right now.
I never seen. I honestly have always just known the 3, to be honest.
One's called Necropolis and one's called Rave to the Grave, and I'm like, maybe the Rave one might be. They're probably both shitty, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind watching them sometimes.
I think Linnea Quigley even said it was there. She was like, there was 5? Like, I was watching some interview and she's like, I thought there was just 3 or some shit. Like, nobody, not a lot of people, I swear, know about them. But, or they know about them, but they just don't acknowledge them. You know, that's probably more what it is.
Yeah.
But before we get into the review, horror news, the Halloween, even though it got a 4K, I think there was some issues with the original Halloween 4K. So I think that this is a little bit more of an upgrade, maybe some Dolby Vision, or I think somebody said something about 5.1 Atmos. I don't know. I don't really get into all that, but they're doing 4K for Halloween 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hope they do 5 and 6, but I doubt it. It just so far it says 4. Hopefully they'll do 5 and 6 though in time. Even H2O. Okay.
I don't think they're in a hurry to do 5 and 6, but they should be in a hurry, especially to do H2O.
Yeah, but they should do 5, no doubt, just because it goes with 4. That's my only thing. But I love 6 so much. So, 5, the one that ruins the impact of part 4. You mean? Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, I know, but it's
no, I like 5 too, but
it's the Daniel Harris double feature.
I just hate how it undercuts the ending, that very strong ending of 4. 4, I think, was amazing. I love 4.
That's how I feel about Resurrection, bro. I mean, it just totally kills the perfect ending.
Whenever a Halloween movie has a good ending, they ruin it. Halloween had a great ending. Then they came in with Halloween 2. Halloween 4 had a great ending. Then we got Revenge. And then H2O had a great ending. And then we get Resurrection. Like, what the hell, y'all?
Yeah. Oh, man, I know. It's crazy. That's because they just they're like, oh, we made a shit ton of money. Let's make up a quick ass script, and just figure out.
But you could, like, if I got hired to write a script that was coming off something like that, I would be like, how can I, in a original and somewhat clever way, bring it back? And in 5, I'd be, if I was hired to do 5, I'd be like, I'm sorry, Jamie's crazy. She's the killer. I mean, I'm sorry. Michael Myers now has got like a Robin. I'm cool with that. I'd watch that.
Yeah, they were too scared to probably go that route.
Hell yeah, they were, bro.
Because they saw what happened, and
but a few years later, you get the Good Son,
which
and so anyway,
she could have pulled it too, because she had that creepy little vibe too at the end of 4.
The movie could have been ahead of its time.
It's a good movie. It's the mask that I hate. That's the worst thing about it to me is the mask.
I mean, so many of these movies. That's the thing is, I love H2O, and it's got like the shittiest mask in the entire Halloween franchise, right? And so, like, it's insane because the mask only looks good in certain movies, and my favorite mask might be Part 2.
Part 2, yeah, I love Part 2. It could, obviously Part 1, but it's the same mask in Part 2. It just looks different because he was bigger. Dick Warlock was bigger.
Yeah, I like that imposing. He's a more imposing figure for me. But isn't it just so weird and puzzling that whoever does each movie, they're like, oh, I got to redesign the mask, and who thought, like in H2O, I love H2O, but they go in that whole big spiel where they play all the Donald Pleasant stuff in the beginning. His eyes, the darkest eyes. You had those black soulless eyes, right? That's like you can see this dude's eyes, just regular ass dude's eyes, the whole damn movie, and that's a little dumb. And I hate it when you can see the neck. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I know. Because like when I saw that was probably one I saw in theater, and I've always loved it. But then I started watching videos where they're like pointing that shit out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, it kind of ruined it for me. But I still love it. It's just that mask is so fucked up, bro. It's like the dark scenes are cool, but then they go like you know, when he's looking right at her through the glass, it's like, dude, like, it's just so bad. Like,
That's the one moment where I think it actually works to go eye to eye or
Yeah.
whatever. But I think you should probably never see Michael Myers' eyes
yeah,
in any of these films. But
yeah.
whatever. What do I know? We're not making Halloween movies.
I wish they would have used the same one of the best masks as well was Halloween 6. John Carl Buechler did that one. I really like that one.
Yeah, that one's not bad. And
it's-
you know, the new one's not bad either for that
No,
raw gritness
not at
that's
all.
there. And
That-
even the Rob Zombie one had some decent masks.
Yeah, definitely. Rob Zombie, they got it a lot more correct, but you know, his had a lot of damage on it too, because they like age it from when he's a kid to, you know, when he's an adult. Yo, man, I can't wait for the Halloween review, bro. Speaking of Horror Fest, can't come soon enough.
I know, man. Everybody in the PCP crew excitable we are, and Dylan's a part of that.
Just small talk on Halloween right there, bro. It's gonna be a fun one, dude.
That's gonna be great, man. But everybody's like 12. I was like, yeah, because there'll be 12 because the new one will be out.
Yeah, dude, I cannot fucking wait, bro. I know you didn't care about the trailer, but dude, I think they're gonna. I feel like they were in a corner in the first one. Now I feel like they got more freedom.
I don't think I'm gonna like this movie.
Maybe.
But I gotta cut that out of my head and go into it completely open-minded. And I will.
The 2018 one that much. Like, I like it, but there's so many flaws. Like, there are a lot more flaws in that piss me off than some of like the older ones. You know, for some reason, because it's like, dude, you could do so much better. Like, they're going down the path and then they just veer off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, like with the doctor shit. We talked about all that shit before, I know. But it's like, fuck, bro. Like,
yeah. But we're gonna. So yeah, I mean, I suggest everybody go ahead and start watching Hellraiser and Halloween films. Hell, start Horror Fest early so you're ready.
Yeah. The also, I forgot the name of the movie, but they Megan Fox. They keep just, dude, fucking going nuts in the community because they're like, return of Megan Fox to horror. And I heard it's more of a thriller, but
I thought there's a new Megan Fox movie coming out.
No, it's already out.
I think. That's why all that chatter's out there right now about Jennifer's Body again? Because it seems like every 6 months something happens in social media.
I love the movie, man.
Where I've never seen it, but I hear it's really good. Yeah, it's Diablo Cody, the lady that wrote Juno, Megan. I've heard it's really good. And it has a really, I hear it's really good. I'll check it out one day. But it's just like every 6 months, I see all of a sudden an explosion in the horror social media community talking about like we need to really respect Jennifer's Body and understand that this movie's really good. Apparently, that's true because that's like every 6 months I just see everybody, and apparently we are.
I just, I just loved the movie, so I never thought really different, but I guess it didn't get like...
It was panned at the time because it was Megan Fox. She gets a lot of hate for being a bad actor, but people say she's really good.
Stuff too, but it's dope, bro. Yeah, but that's probably why, because they hate on Megan Fox. I mean, she's done.
It's cool to hate, man. But I think more people, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that have seen that movie. And it did it's gained that cult following. You know, we were talking about that. Like, that's something important, I think, to have a homegrown fan base on a horror film because it really provides loyalty and dedication. And they could do a Jennifer Bodies 2 right now and be successful if they just had the appropriate budget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, they could spin that into a franchise now if they wanted to do that. I mean, you wouldn't have to be like, none of the sequels matter, which is the new trend, because there are no sequels and they can just do that, like this many years later, whatever. I don't know how the movie fucking ends, but a clever person could bring them back, it's just so crazy because it's like, do we have like all these people, they keep coming out and they're like, oh, Jennifer's Body is underappreciated. I'm like, I get that. I think that horror movies are underappreciated, but at the same time, are they, because there's a big loyal fan base and it's important to build that in the horror community. You don't see it so much. Things like like Saw or The Conjuring, they build their fan base immediately and they're big and they're mainstream. And it's nice to see something like Jennifer's Body that's a more recent film that has gone the route of many of the films that we love and adore and talk about.
Oh, yeah, man. It's good. It's good for a movie to get word out, man. It's good for people to see stuff. Plus it makes people that might not have watched see what all the fuss is about.
I'm gonna have to watch it. You're broken up a little bit, but I want to watch it. Is there a Scream Factory? Or is there just like a
just a regular Blu-ray? Yeah, gotcha. You might have to get it on eBay. It's not. I don't think it's out of print. It's just for some reason when I looked on Amazon, you couldn't buy it on Amazon.
Gotcha. Hey everybody.
That movie called Till Death though. It's brand new. It's something where she gets left handcuffed to her dead husband as part of some sick revenge plot against her or something. I don't know. I want to check it out though. I hear it's more thriller, but I'd like to see her get some more horror stuff.
Yeah, just embrace it, man. That's where your fan base is. Everybody in the mainstream wants to talk shit about you. So just embrace this, man. And you can make a career out of it. Like I would. Shit. Of course, I don't think she needs anything. I think she's set. I think she can do whatever the hell she wants.
She's with MGK now, like fucking loving life, I hear, from what I see.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly. They're dating.
Cool. You watching E Entertainment News? What are you doing, young man?
No. Well, dude, he's a Cleveland rapper. I know.
You watching TMZs?
Dude,
he's your favorite rapper.
No, bro. He's not my favorite, but he's a Cleveland rapper. That's where I'm from.
Oh, Cleveland rapper. I got
bro. You. And I'll tell you this because everybody nonstop fucking calls me MGK. That's all they call me.
I can dig that. I've never listened to his music, but I've seen him on Hot Ones.
Yeah. Well, I'm just tall, skinny, tatted up in white, so they're like, "You're MGK."
Yeah, you remind me of him.
I'm the same height as him, but
you know his height.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, you got the teen fanzines and shit, man. You got like the teen. You got 10 teen people. Like what's going on here, man?
No, dude.
Dylan's got a menudo.
It kind of annoys me because people will be like, yo, bro, I bet you never get this. I'd be like, I bet you I do. And I'd be like, you look just like MGK. And I'm like, yeah, I hear it every day, dog. Like,
exactly. I hear the same shit every day. Yeah, I hear people every day. They're like, hey, man, you look like this dude, this asshole-ish guy on YouTube that talks about comics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot.
All the time. Let's see, what else was there in news?
I got a tidbit. I got a tidbit.
You do something because I know I got a couple more. There was a shit ton of movie releases, but you tell me what you got.
I got a tidbit here, and it's that. First of all, we heard that we talked about it already. That Near Dark is getting a 4K restoration and all that. It is also
4Ks.
It is also now streaming on Shudder. So
yeah, I heard that.
So that's pretty freaking dope because when we did Near Dark for Horror Fest last year on PCP movie night, like nobody could fucking watch it unless they bought the $200 at the time Blu-ray that I had.
Yeah. Dude,
but
go on that 4K.
I'm so glad that it's back. I almost feel like we should revisit it at some point again so that everybody can watch it and walk. By the way, I got Return of the Living Dead in front of me and it's the graveyard dancing scene. So I'm a little distracted now, but I think that's super cool that Near Dark is now streaming on Shudder. So it's definitely worth it if you haven't seen it.
The, what was it? I hope they do. I hope it comes out soon, man. Cause I really can't wait for that. Finally, I can own it, bro. I don't think I've ever owned it.
I'm going to upgrade. I guess I should try to sell mine now as the price is declining on that Twilight, that Twilight cover version that I've got where it makes it look like it's some kind of teen romance.
I wanted the Blu-ray, but I was like, I don't think I would actually buy it.
I hate that
cover.
It's the worst cover. I want the cover from the DVD where it's the silhouettes with the sunset. Oh,
I hope they do a really cool. They should do like a kind of metallic slip cover or something with that. But it looks like Nothing But Trouble is getting a Blu-ray release. I don't know if that's from who though. That'd be cool. Scream Factory did that. Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah, man.
Tupac's in that movie.
Tupac is in that movie with Digital Underground. Well put, young man. He is.
I love that movie.
Was he was either a synth player or a percussionist. I can't remember, but yeah, that's good. Digital Underground, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that shit.
Scream is going to get a 4K, the original Scream. So I bet you they'll eventually be doing, all the other ones. Clockwork Orange is getting a 4K Steelbook. Dude, they announced so much stuff. It was crazy. Some of it I'm not gonna mention because I don't even know what the fuck it is. A lot of because too now Arrow's releasing stuff, or stuff overseas is releasing older stuff. Paranormal Activity's getting a Blu-ray from Second, I think that's 88 Films, Second Sight Films. And I don't know this movie, but it's got Phoebe Cates, so I kind of want to check it. Drop Dead Fred, Severin's doing a Blu-ray. Have you ever heard of that one?
Drop Dead Fred?
Yeah,
bro. Phoebe Cates. Drop Dead Fred is a fucking awesome movie that I've probably watched more. Yeah, I probably have watched that film at least 30, 40 times in my life, just because previous girlfriends of mine, that's always been some of their favorite movies. So we always wind up watching it. When I was a kid, we had it on VHS, and it was one of my siblings' favorite movies. It got to the point where I got really annoyed by the fucking movie. But it's about a girl. It's about a woman who, when she was a girl, Phoebe Cates plays her, from Gremlins and Fast Times. But she has an imaginary friend, and then when she's older and going through a divorce, her imaginary friend comes back as she's an adult, and it's actually a really charming and fun movie from the 90s.
Nice.
So that's cool. Is that the first time it's on Blue?
I believe so. Severin's doing it. So
wow, that's surprising. That's cool.
I believe so. Also, I never heard of this, but Elvira's Haunted Hills. I know she has Mistress of the Dark, which I still got to pick up from Arrow, but this is Scream Factory doing Elvira's Haunted Hills Collector's Edition.
I'm not familiar with that. I want to see it. Yeah,
I know.
How am I not familiar with that? Dude, let me tell you. Speaking of Elvira, this week, I got the idea because I want to do everybody's doing it these days, but I want to do this in my old studio over there. I want to do a corner where it's VHS, right?
Yeah.
Horror VHS, and I want to decorate it for Halloween, right? Mm-hmm. It probably won't be ready this Halloween, but it's just an idea that I have, right?
Oh yeah. That's
awesome. Yeah, it'd be really cool and do some horror review streams there, do the horror movie reviews there or something. Yeah. So I was I want to get a cardboard cutout to go behind me. I could get a Bela Lugosi Dracula. I could get a Freddy Krueger. I could get a Michael Myers. I was I should get an Elvira. In fact, I should get this one Elvira one that I very vividly remember loving as a kid. That was it was a standee, but it was Coors. It was with Coors Light, right? Yeah. I looked that shit up on eBay. Hundreds of dollars.
Really?
Hundreds. I was well, I guess I'll just buy a modern Elvira standee. What the fuck, man? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Coors Light, which is a terrible beer in my adult life. When I was younger, I liked it, but I'm going to cut out a Coors thing and just put it there with her, as if she's holding it. But yeah, man, they were, wow, crazy expensive.
That's crazy, dude. Just for a standee. I get it's not going to be Scream Factory, but they're doing a 4K Steelbook and just a regular 4K for The Thing. And From Dusk Till Dawn's getting a 4K, which I definitely will be picking that up. So I only got the DVD of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, because the Blu-ray doesn't have the special features that the DVD has. I hope they finally put all that stuff over.
And Arrow had done that Demons box set, but you could only get it if you had a region-free Blu-ray player or 4K, and I didn't have the 4K at the time, so I didn't even get it. But Synapse, they originally owned Demons in the U.S., so I guess they're doing a Demons 1 and 2 4K pack. It looks really cool. I got Demons 2 on Blu-ray. I don't know if I should get this, though, or not. It looks really cool, though.
I was tempted, man, because I already have the Synapse release of 1 and 2, but that's got some extra new features. It's got that dope cover. The 4K also comes with the Blu-rays. It's going to be really, really nice. So
I'm thinking I love Demons. Those
Me
are
too.
probably some of my favorite
You
Italian.
know, they're considered to be they are probably honestly the most popular Italian horror film for American audience of its time. Nowadays, it seems like a movie where people don't really talk about it as much as say Suspiria or Zombie or the Gates of Hell trilogy. But
Right.
those movies at the time were like huge successes here in America. Huge successes. I mean, they ain't Ghostbusters or Jaws, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And Maniac Cop 2 and Maniac Cop 3 are getting 4Ks from Blue Underground. I already got them on Blu-ray, so I don't think I'm worrying about that. One I kind of do want to get though, even though I have it on Blu-ray, The Dead and Buried 4K. That movie is so fucking like atmospheric. And like it's a small town and it just has all these like cloudy scenes. I believe Dan O'Bannon either directed or he wrote the screenplay for it. One of the two. I fucking love that movie though, bro. Robert Englund's in it too, really young in it. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. I love it. And the Phantasm, the spear collection that you have from Arrow, it's getting a re-release. I know I kept fucking that up saying spear or whatever.
Yeah, Jay Strick was talking about getting it, but he was complaining. He was like, "It's $120." It's like, but it's
lot, bro.
But it's 5 films, man. Like, and here's the thing, like, he's like, so you're just paying for the box? It's like, no, you're paying to have all the movies in one set. Yeah. That's the thing. It's only for collectors. I bought it like right before it went out of print. Yeah. Like it was like I bought the Canadian release of it, right? Because it was Region A, and I still have the Sphere. I mean, but I love Phantasm, and we covered it last year. So like, if you don't really like Phantasm 3, 4, and 5, you should probably just get the Blu-rays of 1 and 2. Save yourself some money. But
I got them 1 and 2, but I want to own them all. Is the thing. I'm debating on it, bro, because it also has a shit ton of awesome special features.
It does, but it doesn't have everything. What would be better is if Screen Factory got to do a set.
I thought it doesn't have everything.
It doesn't have like every single thing, I don't think. No.
I thought so. And it added some new stuff.
Man, it's got some stuff in it, but I think it's missing. I don't know, man. I don't want to give false information, but like I am pretty sure that like because like Phantasm 2 has a Scream release, right?
Yeah, that's what you get is the Scream release.
Is it the Scream? I have to look.
Yours is better because it has extra footage. You have like because if I have the Scream Factory and it's just the R-rated, I think. I was looking at all the features to see the difference and shit, and it said that yours, the Spear Collection, has like X-rated footage that never was seen. So
okay, cool. Yeah. All right, I'm glad I got that then. But I just also wanted the fucking Sphere, dude. Like, I mean, I want one that you can do different things to. Like, it would be cool to have lament configuration, but you could never get an actual lament configuration just like a Sphere to do the actual things that it does in all the movies. And like, wouldn't it be cool to have a lament configuration where you can make the different shapes and actually do it? But that wouldn't really work, you know?
That's the Arrow set though, isn't it? It says new 4K scan of the original camera negative for Phantasm 2, supervised and approved by Don Coscarelli. New director's cut with never before released X-rated Sphere gore sequence. So it's really probably just one scene. But
I have that? Is that in that set that I have?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. You got it. That comes with the ball.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, okay. Well, shit. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I thought I was missing because I was disappointed in some of the my biggest thing is this. We love special features.
The Canadian release though is different or something. Maybe
I was just gonna say we love special features, but my favorite special features are always like documentaries.
Yeah.
Or featurettes. Like that's what I love.
The only one that has the documentary, right? The fifth one.
There are documentaries, you know, that are what I don't know, man. It's been over a while since I've had them, but it's a great set and it's worth it for a hardcore Phantasm fan.
Yeah,
I'll say that
definitely.
Because if you wanted each of these movies on if you wanted all 5 of these movies on Blue in a special collector's edition,
Yeah.
in and of themselves, you're going to be paying like $20 each. 20 for 5 movies. That's $100, and then you get the Sphere. So
it was like $10 a Blu-ray for the Friday the 13th box set.
Friday 13th is a different beast, though. They're going to sell way more Friday 13th box sets than you're going to sell Phantasm.
I guess you're right, but it'd just be nice if it was a little bit lower, like 100. I do 100, then that's 20. It's more. It's like 25 a pop. So no biggie though.
Well, I bought mine before it went out of print, and when it went out of print, that thing shot up in value.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to deal with FOMO later on down the road, you might as well just get it.
Right. No, for sure. That's all I think I got for today. I'm sure there's gonna be more stuff coming, no doubt. All the shit's coming out now. Oh, Children of the Corn's getting a 4K release from Arrow, even because they got the Blu-ray, and Arrow's doing a Blu-ray for Legend, which I want so fucking bad. You know, nice. Legend with Tom Cruise. I love that movie.
Legend's dope.
I love that movie, dude. We gotta review that one sometime.
It's a fantasy film, though.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. All right, let's get into the Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, let's do it.
I hate my fucking Wi-Fi.
Plug in.
I can't.
Buy a long ass cord and plug in. Someone super chat this dude, or you can't. Someone Patreon this dude or something, like
PayPal.
Like, we need to get you a long ass cord plugged directly into your computer.
Yeah. Someone sent me $10 last week. I don't know who it was.
Nice.
I know the name if I look at it, but I didn't recognize them. I think it was their government name. All right. So Return of the Living Dead. Dude. You got the Scream Factory?
No, I don't. It's way too expensive now, but I do have this badass Steelbook release that I got on Hamilton for like $5.
Yeah. That's the one I told you about, right?
Yeah, that was my first Hamilton Books experience. I would rather have the Scream Factory, obviously, but
got some good stuff on it though.
Yeah, it does. It's the next best thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. This one is crazy, bro. This has Party Time, the music of the Return of the Living Dead. It has a whole second disc. It's sick, bro. It's ridiculous. This needs a 4K so that you can get one of these, bro. Like ASAP, because that's ridiculous. This needs a 4K for the prices it's going for, but keep an eye out, because I bet you in time, you'll be able to find one.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not paying $100 for it, and that's what people want. So
this girl said she got one with a slip, and I'm like, you must have fucking paid like $150 for that. Like, she's like, for a good price, and I was like, I wonder what a good price is, because without the slip, it's like $80 to $100.
Yeah.
What do you think about this movie, though, my brother? What do we get this? Dan O'Bannon directed, and the story's by Rudolph J. Ritchie and Joe Russo and Russ Streiner, and Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay. What year was this?
Streiner is 85. So, like, Streiner and Russo in particular were part of Night of the Living Dead, right?
No, 85.
And so you get the idea that what happened is that they wanted to go in a different direction eventually and capitalize on what George was doing, because the whole, production company kind of went in a different direction. But it seemed like George got Of the Dead and they get Of the Living Dead, right? Uh-huh. And it's a completely different thing, but it is a sequel to Night of the Living Dead in a way, because they mention Night of the Living Dead, and it's kind of meta, where they're like the movie. I love that bit of it. Yeah. Overall, I love this fucking movie, bro. This movie is brilliant.
So much.
The zombies are amazing. When you first watch this movie, the first time you watch this movie, you have no idea that this movie is going to be so funny, so charming, so fast. It's got a great pace, and the comedic timing of these actors. The dude that played Tommy in one of the Friday movies, and the older guy that are at the medical supply company which is called UNITA, which I love. You need a medical supply, we got it. And by the way, this was not planned. Like Dylan was like, hey, you want to come back on July 3rd? I was like, yeah, we'll come back on that date. And I suggested that we do these movies. This movie takes place on July 3rd.
Yeah, buddy.
1985. So like, that's pretty freaking dope, right? That just, the movie gods worked out.
I kept seeing posts and then, so I hadn't watched it yet. And then I was like, dude, did you know about that? I knew you didn't though. So I was like, bro, the horror guy set that shit up for us.
It just happens.
On the day too. It's the same day.
This movie is fun because it gets away. Okay, George does his heavier social commentary, but this one just has a lot of fun with it. Like I said earlier, it's more like a B movie from the 50s, you know, like Attack of the Living Dead or something like that. But it is so much fun. Linnea Quigley's in it, if you didn't know, and she's one of the most memorable characters in the movie because do you ever fantasize about being killed? I fucking love this movie. It's got a little punk rock vibe. It's got a brilliant soundtrack. TSOL is on that soundtrack. Like, it's amazing. The music, the score, and the soundtrack, it all works together. The way it's shot, the makeup effects, the gore, the humor, the actors. Joanna Mann's in it, who was also in Friday 13th Part 5. Was that the one where this is the dude that played Tommy? Was in? No, that's a different one.
Yeah.
Anyway, weird connection.
He plays.
He's in part. He's in part 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Juana Man. I can't remember the dude's name.
He was in part 5.
He's in part 5 because he's the dude that gets killed while he's on the toilet singing to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But I love this, you know, and you know, what do you think? This is a fucking costume? This is a way of life. I love it, bro. I like spooky.
Linnea's name is Trash in the movie.
She's Trash. And he's like, everybody just calls me Spooky. You know, they think I'm the spooky guy. She's like, I like spooky. She's trying to throw her nude self onto this dude. And he's just like, put on some fucking clothes. Have some respect for the dead. Yeah. I love this conflicted punk in the 80s. Like, it makes so much sense. Like, he's just like, this is a way of life. It's just, I've met people like that. And he cracks me up. I really wish he would have made it through the movie longer. Like, instead of the preppies, like, they should have been the first to go. And he could have made it through a little bit more. I think that would have been fun.
It would have been cool if he made it a little bit longer. He is funny. It's great, man. Just what they went through to make this film was probably exhausting, especially Linnea Quigley, you know.
Oh, yeah.
She's naked for half the fucking movie, you know?
She is. And then she has to be naked during the part where she's basically the zombie queen.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Oh my God.
And not just like, we don't mean naked like topless. We mean like
naked,
full on bare ass naked. But
for real,
she just takes off her clothes. I love it too because I wish I could know the actor's name, but Jelani just always makes me think of Joanna Man because he always calls him Joanna Man. But when he's just like, oh damn, Trash taking off her clothes again.
Yeah,
like they've been here before.
They're like, get the lights. Oh my God, that shit is so funny. It's rare. You don't see that often. I tell you, like, that movie is memorable just for that. You know, there's not many movies.
Yeah, but it's carried by these like 3 older men and Tom Matthews. I love Tom
Matthews and Clea Gallagher. They're so fucking funny, bro.
So Scooby-Doo, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they are hilarious, and at the same time, it's incredibly sad.
Yeah, that's why I love the second one, honestly, because of them. Like, without them, it's not as good. But it also has really good effects. We'll get to that. I know you got it. But this one is great. This one's great. Dude, one of Dan O'Bannon's fucking masterpieces, no doubt. Like, this is probably my favorite zombie flick all time. I love the George Romero stuff, but
it's my favorite non-Romero zombie film.
Yeah, I know you're the biggest Romero fan, so that's.
I don't know. Zombie's pretty dope too, man. Zombie, they got a zombie fighting a shark in that one. This one's a fun movie to watch, though.
That's the thing. This one just has such a high rewatchability on it.
It does have. I'm sorry, but it does have the best zombie I've ever seen, which is Tarman.
Yeah.
Like, was that Doug Jones? Because the way that dude is moving and shit is so.
I forget. I forget.
I don't think it's not Doug Jones. I don't think,
it is.
but it
No,
is.
I don't.
It's somebody super thin that just had this movement that just it works, man.
It's so good. They try to kind of recreate it in part 2. It doesn't work nearly as well.
Oh,
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a different zombie. I mean, unless that's supposed to be the same.
I think it's supposed to be a different one because they nuke the town at the end of this movie, right? So,
yeah, but I think Tom Matthews is he's funny in it. They're just how when they're picking up when they get. I love Clue Gallagher's like. Nah, bro, these cans, they're made by the U.S. They ain't go, you know what I'm saying? They ain't breaking down, boom, you know?
And then you get the boom, 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 ba-da-da-da-dum, boom, boom. Oh, my God.
That's one big thing about the movie. You can't talk about this movie without saying it has one of the best soundtracks of all time.
Yes.
It's so great. It's perfect.
Tom Matthews is so good at being funny and sad at the same time. Like you really feel for this guy. He's just trying to make it through work so he can hang out with his girl and his friends.
Yeah.
And I love the bit too where he's like, you mean the movie lied? Like the way his hysterical nature is hilarious to me. Him and the other dude. What's his name?
Clue Gallagher.
Amazing. Those two they make the movie, and then you add in the funeral home guy with the velvet jumpsuit. Like they just work, and then the boss. Like, well, I don't know. We're just gonna have to burn it. Just have to burn it, Charles. We're just gonna have to like. It's just such a great. Before things really get going, you get invested because it's just such a great ensemble on both sides, whether it's the kids or whether it's the adults and Tom. Like it just works so freaking well, man.
Yeah. And I'd say, I mean, so technically Smart Zombies came first in this actually, because the zombies can kind of talk in this. And when that cop cars, when they eat those cops and they're like, send more cops, like it's just, I fucking love that scene.
The delivery is amazing too. He's just like, send more cops.
Yeah, it's like, you guys need help or something? Yeah.
Send more paramedics. Yeah. Like, it's just, when you watch that for the first time, you're just taken so far back and it never gets old. It's always funny. And my favorite one is the send more cops. The paramedics one gets all the love. Yeah. But when that dude just goes, send more cops. Like, it's so matter of fact. Like, they know what they're doing, bro.
Yeah. Yep. I love it so much.
And they just keep they're barricaded in the funeral home or whatever. They just keep watching these cops show up and get got immediately. They're just waiting. They're like hiding like it's a surprise party.
I love it. They're self-aware. It feels like, man, they're pretty sneaky, man. I love it. They all look really well too. There's some great stuff. You got the like half corpse lady with the red hair that they're talking to on the table about like what they want and how she's like in pain because she constantly wants brains. Where in the others, they're like the Romero ones, they're just eating people. This one's like this is where the brain trope comes from. Yeah, like right there. And,
Tony
Gardner is the one who actually, I think it was one of his first projects, if not first, like that he did on like a big movie out of college or something. Tony Gardner, the special effects, he's the one who did the old lady like on that table.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I love it. It's a great scene too because you see the spine moving.
Yeah,
right. And what's his name, the guy that created Chucky? Harry Manfredini or something like that, Manfredi or something.
Yeah, something like that.
He was talking in Search of Darkness how horrifying of a concept that is. The
Manfredi, pain, the music for Friday the 13th.
Oh, you're right. What's the dude's name that did the guy that created Chucky?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
He says that it's such a crazy concept and scary and spooky, and it is. The fact that being dead is so painful.
Yeah,
and they're in constant agony and pain. Unless they're eating brains. Yeah. And they get into that in part 3. They completely ignore it in part 2, but they get back to it in part 3 in an even more tragic way. I think so.
I think it's David Kirshner who created, because I think he's the one who created the look of Chucky.
Well, but no, but it's who the writer. It's who's doing, for instance,
Oh, Don Mancini.
Don Mancini. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
The creator and writer of Chucky. Yeah.
Why did I say Harry Manfred?
I thought you were saying the creator of Chucky or something.
I mean, the creator of the character.
Yeah, Don Mancini. Yeah, this one is just fucking awesome, man. There's so many great things. Trying to think of one other thing. There was something I was gonna say, but I forgot. Speaking of, talking on that Don Mancini shit. Shit.
It's a horrifying concept, though.
Like, it is.
Death is painful. They're eating your brains to make themselves feel better, and that they're a little bit more smart and intelligent, and they got more agency than a Romero zombie.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It's crazy, man. That meta started in 84 or whatever, like you said, bro. Everyone talks about Scream being meta. This was pretty damn meta, too. I love just their whole conversation of, that they had to change around. Romero had to change the movie around because, it was like so real, and he had to kind of change like plot points or something of Night of the Living Dead so that the government or something wouldn't like fuck with him. I forget what it was. I love how they just add that in there. It's so funny.
It's great because there's a tribute, man. And Russo was one of Romero's partners. He co-wrote the movie. He co-wrote Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
And here's what's funny is in 2003, I was working at a Honda dealership. I washed cars, and I wanted to go to film school. And Russo had started a film school in Pittsburgh, and I wanted to go there. And I sent in an application, but I couldn't get the funds together. But he called me like multiple times. I had conversations with Russo because he was trying to get me to join his school. You know what I'm saying? So like, it'd have been a cool opportunity, I guess. But like,
you couldn't get the money.
Yeah, I just didn't have the money at the time. And Tom Savini had at the time a school too. I think he still does.
He still does.
So the idea was that a lot of people were going to both schools because it was an 18-month program, and they would do it, and then they'd go to the other one and to learn how to make independent horror films. So.
Dude, I would dream to do that shit, bro. Oh, so dope. I never knew you did it. We're trying for that.
Yeah.
It's awesome, dude. Was that like a minute ago?
That was like in 2003.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit. Crazy, bro.
Maybe five. 2004, maybe 4. I think maybe 4. Who knows?
Shit.
Years ago.
I'm always cracking up too when they are telling that story about Clu Gallagher's just like, it's only those two in the whole place, and he's whispering while he tells it to him.
Yeah.
Like, just to kind of make it more like ominous and creepy.
And you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
Well, if they got these damn containers, maybe they're listening, but at the same time, the idea is they forgot the containers. They were there, so.
Yeah.
With the trioxin.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. Crazy. I'm trying to think, is there anything else you want to talk about, or you want to get into the rating?
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about the other two, and I know how the timing you like of the show. So, I mean, the characters are great. I love all of the characters on the other side. The kids are just kind of there to be gotten. The girlfriend, the doughy-eyed girlfriend's kind of, she's all right, but she's not like the best. I love the shot when she first sees the tar man and they do that Hitchcock zoom pan pool thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Linnea's great in the movie. I like spooky. This movie's great. It's got a great cast, amazing music. The graveyards. When they're resurrecting.
Yeah. And when the skeleton pops out, we can't.
We start every episode.
I'm like trying to think of shit. That's what I was like. Is there anything else? I know there's more we can talk about. I was just trying to think of some shit that.
How about this? How about when the paramedics are trying to figure out what's wrong with these two dudes?
Yeah.
And they're just like befuddled, and they're just like,
no heartbeat.
Well, technically, you're dead. They like take their temperatures like 72 degrees.
Yeah.
And then they like, well, let's switch. And they like, in case my equipment's wrong, and they go to the other person, and they're just like, and they go and have a conversation. They come back, well, you're not alive. It's just so fucking funny, man. At the same time, sad. This movie is funny.
Yeah.
And it is intentionally funny, but it's also still creepy. This is a movie that will still scare you if you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? So like there's still a movie with some horrific ideas attached to it. It's not just a goofy movie, right? And that's what it's hard to balance comedy and horror, but horror needs comedy to really make it work, I think, and make it last and make it rewatchable. One of the reasons why this movie succeeds even today is because they completely nail the horror aspects and the comedy aspects, and none at the expense of the other.
Yeah. It's something, bro. It's a lot of fun, man. It's real unique, man. I swear there's not too many like it where they don't go too crazy with the comedy. Like most of it, I love how you put it with the Scooby-Doo reference because it does feel that way. It's got so many things going for it.
Yeah.
But I think the practical effects are really what I forget who did them, but the effect I just know Tony Gardner did the one, but the effects are great in it. You know what? They had a problem with the effects, and it's crazy that they still turned out as well. Because I think they were having problems with this one with the main guy, and they couldn't get Tarman right. And it's been a while since I've seen the features, but they interviewed the guy who ended up getting fired, and then they brought in this I think they were brothers to finish everything, and then do like kind of finish Tarman because the guy just bounced out like halfway of doing Tarman. And but I think the effects came out great. Tarman's one of the fucking coolest and creepiest, grossest, and jelly, just the whole walk and everything, like you said. It works great, man. I love it. I think they got a lot of cool, memorable movies. Yeah. Sick. I like the original cover better, though. You can barely see it.
Yeah, turn on a light or something, young man. Jesus.
Damn,
I can't see you.
I don't have my ring light's not put in. I gotta plug. I don't have nowhere to plug it right now. Actually, maybe I do.
Got the curling iron plugged up?
No, I used to have it plugged into my Xbox. And I don't have my Xbox in here. I had to fucking let my brothers use it. But let me see. But who's your favorite character? Linnea Quigley, or who would you pick?
I mean, yeah, Trash is probably my favorite, but I mean, if it's the guy who's training Tom Matthews. I can't remember his name right now. You know it.
Yeah.
But the older guy that gets gassed, and he's worried, and he's like, I love that moment where, and they reflect on this. They kind of do it again in part 3, but where he kills himself in the incinerator. Like, he's probably the best character to me. I really like him, but I do got to give a big shout out to Linnea Quigley.
Oh yeah,
for one of my favorite performances in the movie.
Who was it? Fucking see that shit's too high. Who else was dope as hell? Damn, bro, why I keep forgetting shit?
I don't know.
Fuck, dude, I just had it in my head. I was gonna say one of my favorite characters, but I forgot it. I'm tripping, bro.
Okay.
I'm really tripping, bro. Like, what the fuck?
What, LSD or shrooms? What are we talking about?
Maybe both.
Well, there's Juana Man. There's the guy that owns the funeral parlor. There's the boss. There's Tom Matthews. There's his girlfriend. There's Linnea Quigley. There's Spider. There's Juana Man, like I said. Yeah, there's the 2 preps, and then there's the other guy with the mohawk that actually seems to have his shit together, but then he gets got. He gets his head eaten. And I love that they just go straight for the head. Like, they're not eating, like, it's more creepy to me, actually, the flesh-eating zombie that you get in the Fulci films and the Romero films. These ones just go right to the head. That's pretty fucking intense. These zombies
Yeah.
got some really strong jaws and teeth, by the way.
That's what in the second one, he just goes for the head on
Yeah.
Tom Matthews, and she just lets him. I'm like, yo, he about to scoop your shit like an ice cream cone. It's fucked up, bro. Fucked up. But the whole punk scene, I do like that a lot. I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking at this point. Joanna Man is awesome though. He don't really have too big of a role though, I'd say.
He's funny though, because when he does a great job of playing scared and
Yeah.
having nice quips to say back and forth to the older guys too.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be looking scared shitless, no
And
doubt.
bro, I'm watching it right now. When it's time to when the zombies attack, they're like on point. They are all on point, man. They know exactly we gotta board this shit up. We're going here.
I know what I was gonna talk about. The fucking acid rain, bro.
Oh yeah.
When they burn the body and the smoke goes up, I kind of don't understand. But
I love it. So they burn the body.
Yeah.
So basically it once again causes the trioxin to become this gas that rises up and it immerses with the clouds because it's a cloudy night and it's about to rain. And in the 80s and the 90s, acid rain was the big threat. We already talked about this. Linnea Quigley's in at least 2 movies I know that deal with acid rain. One is Creepazoids. But in this one, so it goes back up, it gets in the rain, and so now the raindrops have trioxin. And if that's the case, they should all somehow turn to zombies, right? Because the trioxin turns the 2 dudes and the gas turns them, but maybe when it becomes a liquid again, it's more diluted or whatever. But you remember Linnea Quigley in the car when it's leaking on her, she says, it burns, it's burning my skin.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting concept. I like it because you think they go through all this crazy cartoonish Scooby-Doo shit with cutting up the body, but it's all still alive, and they finally think they've got it solved. They burned the body, but they just made it worse. They just made it worse.
I know there's nothing you can do. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everything they do just makes it worse and worse. That's the funny part and sad part. It is funny though. How it's funny, but then it really is sad at sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And it handles both of it. And unlike any of the others that have come after.
Hell yeah.
I probably including the 2 we haven't seen. Let's be honest.
Right. All right. Well, unless there's anything else you want to say, we could get to the second one now. We'll do the rating.
Let's do it.
All right. If anyone's seen Return of the Living Dead, the OG one, put your rating down below out of 1 to 5. Slips, stars, whatever you gotta do. Most of y'all know what it is. Robbie, though, what do you want to give it, my brother? What are we giving Return of the Living Dead? This
movie is a perfect balance of a horror and a comedy. No other movie really quite, I think, makes the balance. There are a few, but nothing like this. It's a zombie movie unlike any other. It's very influential. It's got great makeup effects. It's got great performances. It's wild. It's a rambunctious roller coaster ride. It's never, ever boring. It's got such a scintillating pace that's unrelenting. I love this movie. It's not as good as, say, some of the classics of film, right? This isn't a Citizen Kane. It's not a Casablanca. It's not a 2001, but I'm still going to give it the same rating I would give those films. This is 5. You digs, my man. This is a perfect film because it does exactly what it sets out to do. Be a ballin', banger-ass movie with a great soundtrack, great gore, funny, scary, nuanced. Bruh, this movie's damn near perfection because it does exactly what it's trying to do. 5, you digs.
Fuck yeah, brother. I couldn't agree more. 5, you digs, dude. No doubt. I could rewatch it over and over again, man. I love it so much.
Yep.
It's like I said, it's probably my favorite movie. Zombie movie. Thing is, I'm not the biggest zombie guy. I love the Romero ones, and then I love these. I got into Walking Dead and I fell off it at season 7. I did like that, but I never I just feel like zombies get done so much over and over. There are other ones like 28 Days Later. I know somebody talked about Shaun of the Living Dead, but I just, I I'm not the biggest, like there's a lot. I like, Michael Myers. I would pick Michael Myers all day over zombie movies. But I do love this movie. It's my favorite of all time. I just love how they can add, have the comedy, the horror, kind of, a little bit of the drama too, I guess. And the goofiness and like the kind of Scooby-Doo mystery on how to fucking kill these things, because everything they seen in the movie isn't true,
Yep.
Like you said, the movie lied.
You mean the movie lied?
It's so funny. It kind of, Tom Matthews kind of reminds me of Jamie Kennedy a little bit when he
I just almost wish we would have got those two guys doing some kind of Abbott and Costello remake. Could you imagine those two dudes at that time remaking Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein? That would have been amazing.
That would have been. They're great, man. They're a great double duo.
And so great, they brought him back.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, play totally different characters, but kind of play the same role, honestly. Yeah. So I guess now we'll do Return of the Living Dead 2. Again with Clu Gallagher and fuck is his name? Tom Matthews. And this one came out in 88. So what? 3 years later?
Why do you keep saying Clu Gallagher? Is it not James Karen?
I see Clu Gallagher. Is it James Karen?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Who's Clu Gallagher?
I don't know then. I thought it was. There is a Clu Gallagher in it.
In this one?
No, he was in this one. I thought that he must be someone else.
That may be the I think that's the funeral parlor guy. Yeah, James Karen is the guy we keep talking about. Brilliant. And he's in this one too. I gotta pee. I'll be right back, man. Sorry. Right. I'm sorry, bro.
You're good. Shit. I'm gonna go pee real quick myself. Fuck though, I forgot to go through y'all what you guys rated Return of the Living Dead while Robbie's gone. I can't even believe Kid and Puke 3. This is not too bad, but you must not be that big of a fan then. 4 slips from Two Gun, 3 out of 5 from Link. Hey, Link, was that your first time watching those? And Steve gave it 3 out of 5, and Fable gave it 4. And Chamorro gave it 4-5 slip. Man, Robbie rated it high as fuck compared to y'all, besides Chamorro. Yeah, probably the nostalgia for me too, man. I mean, every time I watch it though, bro, I love it. I love that shit.
Some low ratings out there, I think.
I know. I was surprised. I love it, man. I love it. But hey, to each is their own. And I bet you what they're rating is because maybe they're huge ass Romero fans,
I mean, so am I.
True.
So am I. Anyway, now we're talking about part 2. That's a whole different beast, my friend.
I fucking love part 2, man. One of my Christian, it's funny because you talked about the Unita Hospital or whatever. He has a new podcast called Unita Horror Podcast, and he fucking advocates how much he loves this film. It might be, I don't think he loves it more than the first, but because he knows it doesn't get as much love maybe as it should. He like loves it. It's probably one of his all-time favorite movies. I know it, but I really love it too, bro. I really like it a lot. I know you said you weren't the biggest fan of it, but I honestly I like James Karen, even though I kept calling Clue fucking Gallagher. I should be looking that up. Horror fans gonna be tripping on me for that. But him and Tom Matthews are awesome in it, dude. I like their quirkiness in there. You know that they're back and forth while they're just in this fucking crypt all night. You know, it's the kid's not annoying really. You know, he's not too bad. So I have a lot of fun with it. I think there's still great effects in it. Still a little bit quirky. Um, it definitely has its flaws, though. It is not as good as the first, but I just don't hate it. You know, I honestly didn't like it back in the day, but for some reason I gained a lot of love for it over the last 5 years. So I don't know.
Good for you, Dylan.
I think Tarman. I think Tarman is nowhere near as good as the first. Obviously, it's still really good. I think like when the girl, you got like the freaking decapitated head. You got the guy when he first lifts up in the crypt, and they're like, "What the fuck," And then Tom Matthews cracks the crowbar on his head, and the guy's like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh," it feels like the same. Like honestly, it feels the same world. It feels that same quirkiness to me. It obviously doesn't have the punk vibe that the first one has. It kind of has like a small cul-de-sac feel, but I still like it. I have fun with it. It doesn't have as good of characters either. I would say honestly the best two are James Karen and Tom Matthews, and then kind of his girlfriend can be a little annoying. Tom Matthews' girlfriend can be like hit or miss. I think she's pretty cool, but she can be a little annoying, like how she kind of just won't let Tom Matthews die, and she ends up letting him eat his brains. But there's still good things in it, man. It's not the worst movie ever. What would you think, Robbie? I want to hear. Let's hear it. Let's just let it rip.
I fucking hate this movie. This movie's so dumb. Okay. I hate this movie. I hate it. I do not like the special effects. I think they're cheap. I think they look fake. I do not like. This is what happened. Somebody got some guys together in a group like me and Dylan, and they said, "What were your favorite parts of Return of the Living Dead?" Like, well, we like those two guys when they were turning to zombies slowly. They were kind of funny, but at the same time, that was neat. And we like the zombies eating the cops. And so they're like, well, let's do that again. In fact, let's just bring in the exact same actors to now overact this caricature version of themselves. Let's make the exact same fucking movie, but we'll also put a fucking kid in it. Let's just put a kid in the movie. Why? Because Spielberg. This is the age of those kid horror movies. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, let's go into the Gremlins idea, the Goonies idea. Let's bring a fucking kid in the midst of it. This movie is repeating so much of what come before. It's literally the same script with a fucking kid. No, I do not like it. I do not like the special effects. It is doofy. They're trying too hard to be funny, and it's not genuine. It doesn't have a truly creepy moment in it, in my opinion. It does still have some banging ass music. It does still have a good soundtrack.
Definitely.
With this movie, it's like it's trying to be the Fright Night mixed with Return of the Living Dead, and it doesn't work for me. This movie... Just, you already did it. You did it better. Do something different. Do something different. I do like the military closing off the town. There are moments of it that shine. There are moments where Tom Matthews and James Karen are really good, but most of their moments together are just like they're like almost like the outtakes that they didn't do. It's like they didn't realize how funny they were going to be, I think, in the first one. Now they're trying to be funny, and it doesn't work. It does not work. Does not work. I hate this fucking movie.
I love what Link said though. He's like, I love the gang initiation with the comic
So
book.
stupid. Jesus.
That shit was so
And kid, find some bags and boards, okay? They're around in the 80s.
Oh man. Shit, that's so fucking funny though.
That's how I feel. I fucking hated that movie, bro. I was like, no, let me give this another shot. Now, maybe if like I never saw this one as a kid. If I would have saw this as a kid, I think I would feel different. But
yeah, I hear that.
Nah, dog.
I don't know.
You went so high to go so low.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. For some reason I didn't like it either, but I like it now, man. Maybe it grew on me, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one though. I still do find a lot of charm in it though. But maybe that's just me. I kind of like the small town thing.
I like that aspect. There's some moments that it could have worked. And I'm not Jelani. I just don't hate a movie with a kid in it because a kid's in it. But when they put I hate this kid. And he's trying to be like, what's his name from Phantasm? He's stuck in his room and he does the smoke bomb. I'm like, nah, bro, you got to get a bullet. You got to put on a hammer and an alien.
Oh man, that shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, he's not the best. He's not the best. No doubt. He just doesn't annoy me, so it doesn't take too much away, but
it is cool.
It could be better.
The cable guy is the badass rebel kid from Twin Peaks. So that's pretty cool, noticing that. And then when the military's there and they come across him and they're like trying to shoot at him or whatever, and they keep calling that one guy Sarge. And he's the one that in that one moment, he's like, no, this is the best because they're already dead. We can shoot them as much as we want. That's Skinner from X-Files, everybody. What the hell?
Where? I forgot about that. Damn. Yeah, I never seen Twin Peaks, but I love X-Files.
Oh yeah, the cable guy. Because you get this whole, oh my God, it's so doofy. You have all these characters and they're trying to tie in the Tom Matthews and James Cairn stuff. They're trying to tie that in to the kid and his sister and this cable guy who's got a crush on her. And it keeps going back and forth. And then the ultimate villain is this other fucking kid zombie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, and also in the last movie, you literally couldn't kill a zombie.
Yeah.
You just can't do anything to kill a zombie. You can burn them, but it's just going to go into the atmosphere and make more zombies, right?
Yeah.
There's literally nothing to do except for complete eradication. It ends with a nuclear blast. In this one, by accident, they discover that electricity stops it.
Yeah.
Electricity. So they lure them all. By the way, they go to a butcher shop or like a meat store, right?
Yeah.
They have that much brains at a fucking small town meat store. Like, are you fucking serious? That much brains, bruh. Okay, because they're tossing out brains. Whatever. I can overlook certain things, but it's just they take them to a power station. It's just they try to bring another comedic dude, the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bruh. This movie is a parody. This would be like someone saying, "Hey man, we made Lethal Weapon," and then literally they made Loaded Weapon for Lethal Weapon 2. Like the parody.
That would be funny. Honestly,
they were Hot Shots Part 2. You know, you just don't. This is a parody of the first film. I fucking hate this movie, Dylan. I really do. I don't like this movie. And I literally last night stood up and defended myself on how much I love Cobra, which is a shit movie too. Okay, but this movie really blows, man. I hate this movie. I love the cover. That's a dope cover.
Isn't it?
That poster art. Yeah, I hate the doofy all the zombie makeup. They're so obviously just cheap plastic latex masks, which is fine, you know, but they don't light it right because it's like 88 or 87 or whatever, and so it's too clean, too Nancy Reagan, and so they don't light it right, and it looks like they're goddamn Showbiz Pizza monsters. Like nah, man, nah.
I love it so much.
Nah, man.
I I hear you, brother. You make good points. I still like it
I'm
though.
glad you like it though.
The what's up, Horseshoe? Yeah. So we'll get into the rating. I ain't gonna make you keep dogging on it, because I
I'm
don't.
not
I
gonna
don't
dog on
like
it,
to do
man.
that.
The music is good. There's
There's good music.
some funny moments,
Yeah.
right? And there's some good bits here and there, but for the most part, man.
Hey, yeah, bro. You got your preference, my brother. That's what we're here for. It's all right. I actually like hearing you say you hate shit sometimes.
Okay. It's so rare sometimes.
Because we
This
love.
movie pissed me off, man. It really did.
All right. So if you ever seen Return of the Living Dead Part 2, put your rating down below. Let's see if you're as harsh as Robbie. Robbie, what do you want to give this today?
I'll tell you this. I still love the idea that it's trying to have some charm about it, and it succeeds in brief moments here and there, but overall it doesn't, and it's pretty obnoxious, and it has very limited rewatchability for me. I think that it was a terrible direction to go after the first one. They were just trying to repeat themselves too much intentionally, and it just fell flat. The music's still good though, and as much as I talk shit about the makeup, I mean, there's still some good bits, like when she punches the zombie in the face and pulls all the bits out. There's some gross stuff, but it's just too clean.
One girl
it doesn't feel gritty enough. I'm gonna go 2 ya digs.
2
ya digs. 2 out of 5. I'll go 2.
For sure. Well, I guess that's like a 4 out of 10. It got a 5.8 on IMDb.
Well, other people like it more than me, but I think they grew up with it. If I watched this movie as a kid, and I for some reason never watched this, I watched the first one and I watched the third one, but I hadn't seen this one except for recently. So
yeah, I'm debating on like a 3 or a 3.5, honestly. But if you've seen Part 2, you put your rating down below. I'm like sick of that light, bro, big time. That's why I don't use that shit. You got a ring light just in your face?
No, man, I got 2 big ass lights right there.
Yeah, well, they're not in your face like mine is.
No, it still can be obnoxious. You just deal with it because it's for the cause. The community wants to see y'all. I want to see everybody show. Would you rather have Dylan have the light on or off?
I think they think it's part of the mood.
Okay.
Somebody
put a flashlight under your head.
Somebody put that in the comments. It's like a horror movie, dog. You gotta get the siding.
It's like a David Fincher movie, man. It's dark as hell. Can't see shit.
I'm gonna give it. Let's see. I gave the first a 5. I'll give it a 3. I'm like in between, man. I'll give it a 3, I guess. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I do enjoy it though. I think it's a lot of fun. I won't watch it as much as the first one, but I do have a lot of fun, and I will be rewatching it a lot more. It definitely doesn't have nearly as much of the money that the first one had. It doesn't have as good of special effects, but there is some good stuff in it. And, I just love the vibe of the first one that I'll just take it. Because I did at one point not like the movie either. I hated it at one point, but just, I didn't watch it for a lot of years. And then I came back to it and just something changed, I mean, I guess, I grew a little bit, and
you grew, yeah.
I grew a little, brother.
It's like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, right? You just got to appreciate it for what it's trying to do. One of my favorite dumbass bits, I will want to say this. One positive thing, this made me laugh so fucking much because it's so stupid, though. They would have never done this in the first one because it's just too obviously trying to be funny. But when the aerobics video completely distracts the zombie, you know what I'm saying? Like, the zombie's like, it's so stupid, man.
Oh my god. Steve gave it 2 out of 5. Tomorrow 3.75. Link gave it a 3 out of 5. Me and Link are usually like on money, bro. Sadly, he was gonna come, but he had some shit going on, so he wasn't able to make it tonight.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, man. He's always dope to hang out with.
Hell yeah, man.
2.5 from Fable. Two Gun gave it a 3. And yeah, That's it, I think. Yeah, mood lighting. That's right, Fable. That's right. Robbie would give it a 5 if it had Linnea Quigley. True that. True
Nah, but it would have bumped it up to a 3.
that. All right, so
This movie's too clean. It's too Nancy Reagan, though. They would never have Linnea in that movie.
92.
Oh.
Yeah, we get Return of the Living Dead 3, son. 3, son.
Look, you can actually see it. There you go. Oh, you can turn it on now.
It just be bugging my eyes, bro. Get headaches, son.
What's the chick's name? Is that Melinda Clark?
Yeah, Melinda Clark.
This doesn't have Linnea Quigley, but it has Melinda Clark. Let's just say that.
I like her better, honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
oh my god,
like I like the character of Trash better than what's her name, Julie?
Yeah.
Is it really Julie? What's the dude's name?
I don't know.
Julie, like Juliet, because it's a love that shouldn't happen. Like, oh my god, you get the idea that she's not. All these zombies, regardless of their level of, in this whole series so far, all the zombies, regardless of their level of decomposition, are just kind of like dumb and focused on brains, right? But now we get the first time we see a zombie that is remembering their humanity. And I think it's because of, and Q and Huey Lewis showing up with the power of love, baby.
Yeah, she's to die for, all right. Yeah, I guess the guy's name is Kurt.
Kurt. Oh, they didn't want to call him Rome. Was that too obvious to do Rome and Julia?
Yeah. But they gave her Julia. What was it? Julia Walker.
Oh, a Walker. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. A Walker.
Cool thing. Steve Johnson did the special effects in this, and Chris Nelson, who is actually the creator of the 2018 mask. And he's doing the new mask that's coming out. So he's the one who kind of redid it.
Nice.
He's in, so.
And this is also directed by Brian Usna, friend of the show.
Yes, sir. You said friend of the what?
Friend of the show. It's just a bit, but we'll bring Brian on one day.
Really?
Just aim high, bro. Just make it happen. One day I'll interview Timothy Dalton. One day I'll interview Timothy Dalton, and it will happen all because of a bit.
I love fucking the third Reanimator, bro. I could talk all day about that one.
All right, I'm just gonna say that real quick. This is what Bride of Reanimator should have been. I feel like this is used as saying this is what Bride of Reanimator should have been. This has got some Frankenstein vibes to me, some Mary Shelley shit going on.
Definitely.
I just want to know, though, overall, what do you think about it, Dylan?
Oh, man. I love it. For a while, I really just would only watch 1 and 3 when I didn't really like 2. And I think, it's totally a different feel. It doesn't have the comedic undertones or the meta vibes that the first 2 have. Brian Usna really kind of, it's in the world of the first 2. Those happen, but it feels like its own thing. Like he tried something different and it worked. He didn't just try and do the same thing or just kind of make it a sequel. It were like, really, you don't even have to watch the first 2. You can just watch this one. You don't have to know. I highly recommend watching the first one without a doubt. But you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like you have to have watched the first 2 before it. And I think that's a great thing. That's why I think that this has made itself a cult classic over the years, just because it is just such a good movie all on its own. And I think Melinda Clark is fantastic. The look that she gets in this movie wouldn't work on everybody, and dude, it makes people question themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because she looks fucking good as fuck, dog. Oh my God, bro. Holy shit, bro. I would do everything and more that motherfucker Kurt did in this movie for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dog. She's dying, bro. I'm telling you, son. But Kurt's a little goofy. I ain't gonna lie. They could have got a better Kurt, no doubt.
I think he's fine because he's so damn earnest in this movie, bro.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He's so earnest. And I want to be a drummer in Seattle in a grunge band in '92. I have a dream, and my punk rock girl, my heavy metal chick. Like, he's got a dream. He's in love. He's young. He's got a military father, bro. This is so cliche. It's fucking awesome.
Where he's moving around his whole life, so he's like, I'm staying, Dad.
Yeah, he could have been the next Phil Collins, man, but his dad won't let him. He's like, it's a phase. You'll grow out of it, son. What do you want to do with your life?
Yeah, it's so funny, bro. But it's great, man. There's great effects in it. They got that guy when they sneak into the lab, which I don't know, like the kid does shit for her too that he would never do. By sneaking into this, military operation because his dad's in the military, or whatever he is, a general, or the guy overseeing all the shit that all these trioxin studies.
They're trying to. I like the idea that they're moving in a different direction. They're not trying to repeat themselves, but it's still firmly implanted. They got the trioxin. And the government is trying to figure out ways, and this is what they would do in real life, I think, and probably have been trying to do, how to weaponize human remains. I mean, honestly, and it's a nice little bit, too, that they drop in, like, well, we initially came up with trioxin because we were trying to win the war on marijuana.
Yeah. That shit's crazy, bro. Yeah, oh, my God. Yeah, I think it's a great story, though. I really like it. It's crazy, man, just how they're riding, he has that fight with his dad, and they're leaving, and she's down. She's like, she is his ride or die, even though you feel she feels like a lot better than him.
It's a hereditary moment.
Oh, my God, it really is. Yeah. And, shit, I feel bad as fuck for the kid, but he takes her to the military operation and brings her back. I don't know, man. Like, she's
grabbing his crotch while he's trying to ride a motorcycle, and he just got the motorcycle. Remember, they throw that tidbit in. This is what I love and respect about writers on low budget films, like people that are passionate about their projects, is that somebody at some point goes, well, would he really be that bad at riding a motorcycle? And we're like, well, we got to put this bit in where they say he just got the motorcycle. I love that. It's attention to detail. Can I give my overall thoughts real quick, Dylan?
Oh, of course.
Bro, I love this movie. I think this may have been the first one I watched as a kid. And it was one of the first movies in '92. I would have been like 11. So this was one of those. I think this was one of the first movies where I wasn't told to turn away when the nudity happened, right? Like, well, I was in the beginning. I remember that. Like in the beginning when they're having sex in his bedroom, I had to turn away. But the rest of the film, I didn't have to. And I remember being like scared as shit as an 11-year-old and really fucking turned on. Like, and I did, and you're 11, you don't understand. You understand being scared, but you don't understand being turned on. And maybe this is what really started my love of horror films. Was that feeling of being turned on and kind of scared. It's a thrill, and there is something sexual, I think. I'm not saying that we watch horror movies to get off, but there's an element that's like, it's exciting, it's titillating. You know what I'm saying? And we also have, especially in the 80s, we have a lot of like nudity and shit in horror films, a lot of sexual content, I should say, right? And so like, I love that subversive kind of take. It amazes me some of the movies that came through in the early 90s, because in the late 80s, there was this cleaning up of Hollywood, and there was this distinct cleaning up of horror movies. Look at Return of the Living Dead 1 compared to 2, and look at both of them compared to, Last House on the Left. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mother's Day.
Yeah, right? Or so like, there's this, it's so crazy. There is this very brief era of time in the early 90s where you have this like VHS boom that's just riding, and you have all these people like trying to censor things, but there are all these movies that slipped through and came through. into the VHS market. And this is one of them. I love this movie. The chick is obviously like I said, like an early crush, but it was something weird about it too. I love the film. I love how Yuzna and company are trying to do something different than what's come before, but still connected. I like the exploration. It's actually, I think, the most nuanced of these three because it's actually trying to say something about teenage. It's not just teenage angst, but it's like what she's dealing with. We can say it's like an allegory to the idea of like someone going through a traumatic event or dealing with depression and anxiety and cutting themselves, right?
Yeah.
And pain makes you feel better. It's getting into that. It's getting into the idea of what it's like when you're with someone and so in love with someone, but they start changing, you know? And at one point he goes, why can't you just be like you were? And she's like, I can't. Like, it's actually trying to say something. Now, it's not Citizen Kane, right? But it is trying to say something, which is, I think, something that can't really be said about 2 and can barely be said about 1. 1 has its thing and it's trying to do a generational thing, and I appreciate it. But this one's actually really trying to say something, I think, ahead of its time. But at the same time, it's got amazing effects. It's got some very stereotypical, cliched, fucking like Latino characters. Okay, it really does. It's got a great character in Riverman, which was I just love that. So it's not, it didn't necessarily age well in far as certain things, but that just is of its time in the context of it. I fucking love this movie. The special effects are badass. It's some of the best practical effects you see in the 90s in a horror film. This movie's great.
Bro. Dude, that's Night of the Demons right there, bro.
I know.
And
it's just
Linnea.
This movie.
They were married, Linnea and Steve Johnson.
Yeah, this movie. Yeah, I know. This movie, I've seen. Yeah, In Search of Darkness too. That's when I found out about that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That, you know, all that shit. But like this movie has a following and it is appreciated, but I don't think it's appreciated for necessarily the right reasons. Yeah, the chick is hot, right? But like it actually goes beyond that. Like, and I also like, if you think about it, is it not like an homage to the character of Trash? Like if they would have given Trash more of a spotlight, because it starts off she's kind of obsessed with death, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I really like this one.
That's the whole point of going to the military, because they're like trying to just she's trying to like live on the edge and be crazy. And then they find out that they're like reincarnating dead people, and she's like, holy shit, you know, he wants to go and she's blown away by it. She wants to watch, you know. It definitely is saying something. It says more than the first 2, you know. I mean, even more, even though I love the first, it's saying a lot more. And honestly, it might be one of it's probably Brian Yuzna's best directed movie, I'd say. I mean, I love Bride and Beyond, but
Society, bro, Society
too. I always forget. But dude, he's done, like, when you watch this and Bride and Society, man, he's a damn good, and he did The Dentist. I love The Dentist. He's a damn good director, man. And I feel like he doesn't always get like, everyone knows he always does crazy shit, but he does great stories too, you know. I think he's really, really good, man. Yeah, my man. TK.
This is, I want to say this. This is, to me, what Bride of Reanimator should have been thematically. Like, Bride of Reanimator didn't quite.
Reanimator that much,
I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, but the Reanimator series, I love the first one in it,
bro. I love sequels.
See, okay, Bride's got its moments. Beyond, I have to rewatch Beyond. But anyway, this one, though, what I'm saying is, like, this pulls from the Mary Shelley stuff. If you look at the main dude, what did we say his name was? Kurt. Kurt is like the Dr. Frankenstein. And in the movie, or in the novel, I should say, of Frankenstein, his wife, bride-to-be, Elizabeth, is killed. And then he's forced to kind of make this bride, and they go into this in certain movies, like the Kenneth Branagh one. Like it is Helena Bonham Carter, it is Elizabeth, and he dances with her, and like the Bride of Frankenstein. It's not the Bride of the Monster, right? That's the point. It's the Bride of Frankenstein. So there's supposed to be this connection there. That's what I get in here. He's not a scientist, but he brought his lost love back to life, like most of us would have done in this time as teenagers. You know, like, you know, and with a military father, you want to go and be Pearl Jam's drummer. You know, you want to go do that, and that's your dream. And you got this cute chick that's like ride or die, but she just wants to break into this, you know. And then you find out, I just love it. He's like, I want to break in and bring her back to life. But it's a tragic moment, and you feel the pain there. But this is what Bride of Reanimator should have been. Like, what's his name should have come back, and like we should have dealt with Barbara Crampton coming back, and the vibe of, why did you do this to me? And there's even the moment where he's like, what have I done? I was like, this is straight up a Frankenstein movie. And that's amazing to me, because Frankenstein may be the first zombie film.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, we think about Frankenstein and all the Frankenstein movies as different than zombie films, but they actually aren't. Yeah. They are connected. So I like bringing that in. And I really feel like Brian maybe had, after some time, few years to think about it, had some different ideas and themes that he would have liked to have done with Bride and snuck them into this film. Because this film shouldn't have been like a Reanimator feeling Frankenstein type thing, but it is. And I really like that. And it's a very different zombie movie, but still a zombie movie. And it still gives us that payoff at the end with all the zombies. They are so gnarly. That one that gets split apart, their version of their Tar Man, completely different and creepy and gnarly as hell, dude, with his arm melted into him and he splits apart in his brain there. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's so good.
I'm glad to rant nice. I love this fucking movie, Dylan.
It's great, man. It's so good. I love when you let it rip. Yeah, though, because that is a big part of Bride, a Reanimator, when it's just a totally different woman. So that you don't got to worry about that in here, man. I never thought about it like that. That is spot on, bro. You made me love this movie even more now. Station, brother. Great job, bro. Well, dude, you got
I realized that today. I was watching it and I was like, this is what Bride of Reanimator should have been. This feels like those bits in the Kenneth Branagh Frankenstein film from like 94 with De Niro. It's actually really good. So, and more in line with the book.
And in the 90s, like,
2 years after this. 2 years after this, maybe Kenneth Branagh watched this film and is like, I need to make a Frankenstein movie. I doubt it, but Usner is an underappreciated director in horror cinema. Everybody always we focus on Stuart Gordon for a good reason.
Yeah,
but Usner was the producer. You know what I'm saying? And movies like Society and this, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that zombie they got in the beginning when they're like sneaking in to watch, that I guess was like a real homeless guy.
Really? That's like some Tom Savini level work on him, by the way. That shit is really good. He looks amazing.
I guess because of his look, because he was like really skinny and shit, you know. So,
and he's like Bullseye.
Yeah.
I love that they put a target on his forehead. Like, that's what you need.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God. That shit, like, even that, like that, boom, you know, just blast it. Don't do it. He's still alive. Or no, that actually takes him out, doesn't it? Isn't that the way
it freezes them for a moment? Remember, it freezes them up because they're trying to weaponize these zombies.
Yeah.
And this one woman comes in and she has the idea to put exoskeletons around them and remote control them, and which happens to Riverman at the end of the film. And then this dude has the idea, I guess. I don't know what the idea is of how to control them, except for, well, we can unleash them on a population. If we want to destroy, say, a village. Here, the idea is this, I guess. If they want to go, say, and destroy a base and somewhere in the Middle East to say for tactical advantage, whatever, they unleash zombies, but this gives them a way to make them inert, right? It freezes them up, but they can't get it to stick. So he comes back alive and it just starts the whole shit over again.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's the idea, is that they're trying to figure out how they can unleash the zombies on a populace and then go in and just immediately take them out and control them.
Yeah.
But I also love that we do get the zombie in the exoskeleton at the end. Like, what's scarier than a zombie? How about a fucking zombie that's like from Aliens? It's Sigourney Weaver from Aliens, like coming at you with like a fucking machine. Jesus, bruh.
There's some great stuff in it.
It's got a great sci-fi approach to it. Mm-hmm. And the music's amazing. It doesn't go into the party time. It doesn't get into that. No, it has its own fun in a different way, but the music is amazing. And I love the way that they also repainted Street Fighter 2 to just be like a tournament edition game or something like that. But they're obviously at the gas station playing Terminator 2, or not Terminator 2, Street Fighter 2. And this calls me back to when gas stations had arcade games. They would always have like one or two. And I would hang out at the Circle K back in the day and play Final Fight and Street Fighter 2. So that took me back.
No way. Circle K had a fucking arcade. That's crazy.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Circle K. Yeah, I think the whole scene too, when she is mutilating herself and putting all the spikes in her and in her wrists and everything, man, all that shit just looks incredible. Like
who thought all that shit up, man? Who thought the rock so that she can like compress it and then like and it also she can weaponize it. She can weaponize it.
Dude, she's like Catwoman, bro. You know,
when she shows up like that, dude.
Dude,
it's so sexy in the wrong ways, man.
Well done, man. I know, it's so well done.
I love how that one dude too is like, he first comes across that and his idea is like, yeah, let's go get it on, bro. Really? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Oh my god, I know. But it's Melinda Clark, dog. Can't control yourself.
I understand, because as a kid, as an 11-year-old and as a 40-year-old man, I'm like, why is this so attractive to me?
I know.
This is terrible. This is so sad and tragic and just not good.
Is something wrong with me?
Yeah, right? I think there is, Dylan. I think there's something wrong with us.
Dude, maybe that's just where we found our love, when we were little kids and watching horror movies and seeing, getting scared and getting fucking turned on.
Yeah, what's going on down there? I don't know how to reconcile this.
But I like it. I'll tell you that much.
Stefan's right. He's like, yo, the dude's like, yo, go hold my gun while I go fucking fuck this zombie chick.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
And he comes out and then he's the zombie with the elongated. Some of the makeup is doofy, but some of it's really good. Like the store clerk that gets his head blown off and his zombie, like, dude. And when she rips off that dude's like the skin on the bottom of his lip and jaw. Oh my god, it works. It's unnerving. This movie is probably the scariest and most unnerving of these three, I would say.
Yeah, definitely, because it doesn't have the comedic really at all in it. It's just it goes right for it, man. It goes for the jugular on this one, man, and it's really trying to say something,
and it feels cheap. It feels cheap, so that means that they had a lot. They didn't have a lot of money, and they really tried to maximize every dollar, and you get that in this movie. Like, it's amazing to me that this movie came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean, that's why I think they usually, if they had more money, they would have got somebody other than Kurt. Even though he does the job well, I could just see that somebody getting it that was better, but he does good with it,
It would have been nice if it had, like, say, Ethan Hawke at the time, or even a Paul Rudd at the time.
Yeah. The guy he pulls it off.
I would settle for Ben Stiller. So.
Yes. I don't know.
Reality Bites era Ben Stiller. Okay, Reality Bites era Ben Stiller. It's different.
Okay.
It's different. It's a
Okay.
different animal. It's a different animal.
It is. But yeah, he still does good. You feel for him. You truly feel that he's in love with this chick, bro.
One of the
And we'll
things
be
I
like,
love about this movie is that nobody is playing for the bit. Everybody's acting as if this is the most serious film they've ever been in, including the general guy that's in charge of overall, the older guy, who is the grandpa from the second season of Charles in Charge, y'all. Station for Charles in Charge. Charles in Charge had a whole weird first season, didn't work. Then they recast the family. He was the grandpa, and it worked. Like, there you go. It's really cool. I remember as soon as I watched this again and he showed up, I was like, I remember being a kid and being like, Charles in Charge's guys in this movie. Yeah. There's some interesting. Tidbits. I love this film, man. It's good.
I do too, bro. I do too. I love it. Chamorro said he had to dip, but definite 4 or 5 backslips. Great show, brothers. Thank you, my brother. You have a great night. Station, my brother. Thanks for hanging.
He gave it the same rating as the first one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of ratings, anything else you want to mention or you want to get into it?
Let's get into it, bro.
All right, my brother. All right, so if you've seen Return of the Living Dead Part 3, throw your rating down below. What do you want to give this one tonight, Robbie? This is a moment of truth.
First of all, we always talk about Scream Factory and we talk about Arrow, but Vestron Video has been at this for a long time. And even the way when you put in one of their Blu-rays and the logo pops up makes it feel like you're putting in a VHS back in the day, doesn't it?
I love it.
Like, there's something classic about this, and they did a great job with this restoration and putting this together and having some good commentaries and interviews and things like that. This movie, I've already went over it. I love it. I think it goes deep. I don't think it's as good as the first one. It is worlds above the second one. It's one of Brian Usna's best movies. This in society, I would say. Yeah. It's got a big nostalgia feel for me. I would love to own a VHS of this. I'm going to give this one a 4. I was thinking about giving it lower, but because it doesn't quite have the budget to do exactly what it wants to do, but they made the use of every dollar. It's trying to say something about the government. It's trying to say something about relationships. It's trying to say something about pain and trauma. It's trying to say something. As cliche and as stereotypical as it can be at times, and it is, especially with some of those villainous characters, the way it all winds up, I think it's got a nice structure. Act 2 is a little bit long, but they make up for it by having a quick Act 3. So I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's a really, really solid one. So 4 you digs, 4 slips.
Hell yeah, dog. All right, dude. I agree with that, bro. I'm gonna give it a 4 as well. It's got a good rewatchability for me. I like the characters in it, man. I mean, the 2 main characters you're going for are Julie and Kurt, and I think they work. Man. It almost has that true romance feel. Yeah. If she died and he brought her back, so Christian Slater could have been perfect for it.
Yeah, you're right. Same hair.
Yeah. No, because it just popped into my head.
Dude's hair, by the way, Kurt's hair is dope in the movie. It's good hair. It's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's perfect for the time too. Perfect for the time.
He would have been a great drummer for, say, Stone Temple Pilots or something like that.
Yeah. I said Steve Johnson and Chris Nelson on the special makeup effects. Fantastic. I mean, Steve Johnson has worked on projects with no money, and he's come out with Night of the Demons. So put a little money in his pocket, he's going to do something with it, So I think it's fantastic what they did. I mean, what they did with her, it's great, man. It's great. And it's got good music too. I don't know who did the music, but I think Brian Usna has great music in all of his movies. That's just one thing, it's like Stuart Gordon, like they don't fuck around,
It's Barry Goldberg. That's why the music's so good.
Okay. Yeah. So Melinda Clarke, fantastic. I absolutely adore her in this.
And Riverman. Riverman's dope. What's his name? Basil something, right? Basil Wallace as Riverman, the homeless guy.
Yeah.
Call me the Riverman. She's a zombie. You give this coin to somebody and help them. By the way, that coin's never going to get. The circle's been broken, bro.
Yeah. 375 was initially thrown off because it wasn't like the first two, but that made me respect it more. Had some great ideas. Yeah,
watch
it's
it
definitely
again. Watch it again, Stephen. Go back in time to when you're 11 years old and watch it, and you'll have a different opinion.
Yeah. If you watch it again and just knowing what it is, you might like it a little bit more. But man, 375, that's still right where we're at.
That's good. That's a good rating.
It is great though. It's a great movie, and I love the music in it, man. Like I said, and it's a good movie, man. It's just a good movie, and it works. Usually something like that, it just would come off kind of cheesy, but it works, man. It works, man, and it's trying to say something. And when we got Robbie on the show, that makes it all the better.
Oh.
Station, my brother. So we started off Return of the Living Dead. I didn't write it down this time, but I know we both gave it 5s. I gave it a Return of the Living Dead 2. I gave a 3, and I think you gave it what, 2? 2? Okay.
Yep.
And for Return of the Living Dead Part 3, we both gave it 4s. So pretty good, man. John Holshoe wanted to give it a 4 or 5. Decent movie. Melinda Clark raises it from what it could have been, a 3.
Imagine if Linnea was in it as well. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
That would have been a 4.69, dudes.
Oh, definitely, dude. That's it. That's like our show tonight. Son. What you got for show and tell, my brother?
Well, I've been away for a couple weeks, so I got in some things from my Vinegar Syndrome sale and obviously the Prime Day sale. And something I tried to get a few months ago, it was like $5, and I bought it, and then they're like, oh, we don't have it. But the cool thing about Amazon is if you buy something, they don't have it, like that price maintains no matter what. And when you get it, they'll just send it to you. And I finally got my Jigsaw. So nice. I got this for $5, and now I have all the Saw movies. And when Spiral comes out, I'll get that. So Jigsaw.
I was thinking of getting that on 4K. I don't know. I want to get the first one on 4K because now I got a 4K player.
If you're gonna get any of them on 4K, it should be the first one. J Strick gave me this.
Did he?
Yeah, J Strick gave me this with the slip, baby.
Nice. He must not like it.
I think he had like something where he did a return and they didn't ask for it back or something, but
nice.
There you go. Still and then picked this one up because it was on sale not too long ago. And still currently Amazon's doing some really good coupon discounts on some things, including like last night, The Fly had an $8 coupon attached to it.
Damn.
So the Fly box set. So think about that. But I went ahead and picked up, because of a coupon, Evil of Frankenstein with the slip, bro.
Nice.
Hammer film. I'm trying to get all the Hammer Dracula and Frankenstein films. And this was a really good price. It was the cheapest I'd ever seen it since I'd been looking at it. And I heard from many of my friends, including Dylan, this is the best Scream Factory release, but I got the Creep Show finally.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it's gorgeous. So my Vinegar Syndrome order for Memorial Day finally came in. Speaking of Linnea Quigley, I got Graduation Day. Nice.
I got to get that one.
I also got Pale Blood, vampire film from the early 90s that is very sensual and also very surprising that this was released in the 90s. And then I was like, you know what? I got the Amityville set. Let's go crazy. So I got Amityville 4.
Yeah.
Right there.
I got to get those, dude.
I got 1992.
Dude, Dollhouse.
I got a New Generation. Wait, which one's?
I think Robert Russler's in that one.
Did you say Dollhouse?
Dollhouse.
That one?
Yeah.
And bruh, look at the theme on each cover. It's amazing how they did it. Each different colors. Oh, they're beautiful. But I got them.
That's like the items Amityville collection. It's where like an item is possessed or haunted. Yeah.
This is
dope. I love them.
I'm excited to dive into them.
There's one that I don't like out of there, but I honestly like the three. The Dollhouse is my favorite though.
I've
love
never
that.
seen any of those, but they were so
Really?
cheap on that Vinegar Syndrome sale.
Was
I
it?
was like, I got to get them. But bro,
How
that sale
cheap?
was insane.
How cheap was
That
it?
sale was insane. They were, I mean, everything was like 50% off, bro.
Really?
Like
Because
it was
I know when
ridiculous. Like
I forget how much they were.
I don't remember how much they were individually, but I bought all of these and a few adult films.
Yeah.
For me and my lady. We've watched Sex World, and that's a weird film. It's like Westworld, but a porn version of it. It's interesting.
Wow.
No Western theme though, but it's back when even hardcore adult films were trying to say something.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Yeah, there's been some sales though. I finally is that all you had for show?
That's it. Is that not enough? That's 2 weeks.
That's enough. I was making
it
sure.
seems like a lot, and I was like, maybe I should stretch this out to next week, but next week I know I'll have that fly set coming in. So
nah, bro. I'm glad you showed those. That's awesome. You gotta go for a bang on the week back. So I got one more to get now, and I got the whole Romero set. Finally got this, dude. It went down to like 10, and it's been at like $14.99 for so long. So I was like, dude, when it went down to like 10, I snagged it so quick.
Smart move. That's a great release.
I know. I got to get the Survival or Diary of the Dead. I got Survival. I got to get Diary of the Dead. I also grabbed this because it was like $12. I seen it before. I like it. I don't know how much I like it, but I grabbed it because I want to kind of check it out again.
Plus, it's worth it.
It's worth it for the price. I figure I love Scream Factory. Last week I showed off. I had the Conjuring 6 film set. I don't know if you saw. I had these, but I got to get the new Conjuring when it comes out, and this didn't come on there, so I picked this up. Curse La Llorona. And I got Halloween 5 because I needed this for my collection. I hadn't had this one yet, and it was like $10. Am I breaking
the movie that ruins Jamie's legacy?
Yep. And dude, this was $9.99 with like a $2.50 coupon. So and I needed it, so got the Halloween on 4K. Wish it came with the slip, but fuck it, bro. I can't wait to check this out on 4K.
You can see every wrinkle on 65-year-old Michael Myers.
Yeah. I never saw this, but this was really cheap, and it's an anthology, Nightmares. Got one with Lance Henriksen, and it's got one with Emilio Estevez, and I heard the one with Emilio is the best one. I believe, right? I swear there's one. Yeah. A video game hotshot dares to take on a strange challenger, though it may cost him his life in the Bishop of Battle. They said that the one with Emilio was the best one, so I was like, fuck it, for how cheap. I wanted to check it out. I love Lance Henriksen as well, so plus I love anthologies, so fuck it. Figure worth a shot for the cheap price. Because when they're that cheap, I'm like, fuck it, I'll check it out. But when they're like the regular, I'm like, I don't really want to take the chance, But I finally grabbed RoboCop 3. Came with the slip. I gotta get 2. It keeps going up and down, dude. Like it's like at 35 right now.
You bought 3 before you bought 2?
Yeah. And 1. I don't even own 1 yet. I own 1.
Oh my god. The first RoboCop movie you bought was 3?
Yeah.
You did that just because you knew it'd come with the slip though.
No, and because it was so cheap. Yeah, gotcha. Because of the first one's like 25. And the second is like 35, dude. So I'm waiting for him to go down. I own the first one on DVD, but
I used to have the Criterion.
I want to get the Scream Factories,
Yeah.
Or the first one. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up, Bobby? And then last but not least, I got the poster, but I put that away. I wouldn't unwrap it anyway, so it don't matter. I got House of Wax. This just came today.
I was going to ask if you get that because Jay Strick messaged me earlier, and he got his with the poster and everything.
Yeah. He showed me the pic. He's supposed to be here tonight, fucker.
He's in one of those zones.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
I'm glad you're excited, man. You and Strick both were trying to get me on to buy this movie, and I was like, I'm just not a fan. I'm just waiting for Dead Zone. I got that pre-ordered.
I got Dead Zone coming.
And the Sean Cunningham one. What's the Sean Cunningham one?
I forgot.
Stranger or something.
Stranger's Watch.
I don't know. It's something, but it's like a pre Friday the 13th slasher film he did.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I want to get that. I was just getting the collector's editions first. So, but
Nice.
Even though Eight-Legged Freaks isn't a collector's edition, but I'm pumped to get the Dead Zone because I want to rewatch that one. And I'm still thinking about that off my season.
I'm still thinking about Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Me too.
Yeah, still thinking about that.
I've never seen it, but I want to watch it. I hear good things about it, and it feels like one that never got a proper release. Yeah. So it feels like that now it's get one, but I'm gonna wait till that one's a little down in price if I do check it.
Yeah, I'm happy to get this thing. I think I can wait till it's on a buy two get one, and it doesn't come with the slip, maybe, but I don't care.
Right. I wish this didn't come with a 2K. I feel like they didn't do as good though on this. I gotta check the Blu-ray, see how it looks, but really like a new interview with Paris Hilton and music composer John Ottman, special effects supervisor John Bird, and then that was really it new-wise. The rest were all from the old DVD, I think. I don't know if this ever got a Blu-ray release in the U.S., so that's why I think had to grab it.
But it was just like probably bare bones, if anything. What I would like to see them get a hold of, if Scream Factory got a hold of any Paris Hilton film, I would love to see a deluxe edition of Repo, the genetic opera.
Oh yeah, dude! I forgot she's in that. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I forget about that. I want to get that. I was looking at a DVD copy and I was like, dude, I wanted to get it. I didn't know if they never did a Blu-ray. I didn't know that.
I have a Blu-ray of it.
Shit.
There is a Blu-ray.
They did do a Blu-ray.
Yeah, but I would love one with I would love a remastered version with more special features.
Is the Blu-ray bare bones or does it have a little?
It's got a couple things. It's Darren Lynn Bousman's best film, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's better than Spiral.
I hear those puppet masters. Yeah. Oh man, Spiral was probably his worst movie. Sadly, I love Darren.
I don't know, man. We got Saw 2. Yeah.
Nah, man, I like Saw 2.
I know you do.
Oh, so speaking of, before we get ending the show in a minute, next week we'll be doing Chopping Mall, correct? With John Holshoe. Still, is that the plan? So
that is the plan. I confirmed it with Holshoe today. Holshoe is going to be. Yes, Holshoe will be there. So yeah, we're good.
Dude. That should be fun. Fun little dopey movie we can watch with Linnea Quigley and Barbara Crampton.
Linnea's not in that one. Kelly Maroney's in that movie.
Oh, Kelly Maroney. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's Kelly Maroney and Barbara Crampton. For some reason, I don't know why I thought Linnea was in that.
It would be better if Linnea was in it, but don't worry. We can do Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers anytime you want, Dylan. So
yeah. Well, I got it. I watched it too. Have you seen it?
It's a wild movie. Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild. Yeah. Oh my god. But
have you seen Nightmare Sisters yet?
To have you back. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that a minute ago. I love it. That
one's wild.
I should have got the vinegar. I should have got the vinegar. Yeah, I know it is. Trust me, them three girls, man, they go from not so hot to diamond as fuck.
Yeah, they do.
Hell yeah, John Holshoe's. I can't wait for the next week. That's gonna be a fun one. And then the week after that, I ain't gonna tell you, but that's gonna be a fun one. We already planned that one out. I can't wait.
I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, you do. Werewolf Son.
Oh, that's the week after that?
Yeah, I thought that's what we said.
Okay. I'm down. Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Unless I'll have to look at the messages again. Am I breaking up?
No.
Oh, my Wi-Fi showing fucked up. What do you got going on this week, though, my brother?
Well, it's just been a great week here at PCP, so we really appreciate all the support. Right now, there is a thing going on called the Comic Book Community Awards, and the website is like cbcawards.org. And right now, you can go and nominate channels for certain categories, and I would encourage you to go to that website and nominate anybody that you would be so inclined to. But I would really hope that we get some PCP nominations. At least that would be really fun. But we're doing a Rock and Robbie live tomorrow night. It's the 4th of July. Happy 4th, everybody. Station. We're doing a very streamlined AMA. It's more like an AMA. It's not going to have all the bells and whistles, but we're gonna go live for a little bit tomorrow night. Not too long because it's 4th of July and I haven't seen my lady in over a week. So I want to spend some time with her. I want everybody to enjoy the holiday, but we are going to go live for at least an hour tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And, just a lot of excitement coming up. I'm going to be on Travis or on TM Nerdy's channel for Wednesday for the comic book community chat or whatever it is. And I'm excited for that. Right now, me and Jim just released our latest top 10 video for the week. That happened this morning. Go and support that and check that out. Also, I was on his channel and on the Comic Storians channel. Same live stream on 2 different channels, but go there, check it out. It was a really great conversation with some really cool, insightful dudes about Loki. And if you go check it out, please do comment and throw out a station or say you love PCP or something. Just let them know. Those big dogs, they're big dogs. Let them know, that you like seeing Robbie on their channels. It's always good. Yeah. I like hanging out with all different types of people talking about pop culture and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's what's coming up. And go ahead and start watching Die Hard because that's Action Fest next week, baby. PCP movie night. And on Thursday on the channel, I am doing a live stream with a bearded comic bro. So I'm excited about that. So lots of coolness coming up, y'all. Happy holiday.
You watched Way of the Dragon yet, Robbie? Bobby said.
Return of the Dragon? Not yet.
No doubt, Joram. That's all we do. Keep it real. Yeah, dude. So busy week for you as always, my brother. No monthly comics this time, though. It looks like.
Well, the idea is Bueller has. Bullseye Bob is just not caught up, and it was supposed to be his time to host. So Bueller is going to host it, but it's the holiday weekend. So the idea is that we're doing it at some point this upcoming week. So I'll be in touch with Bueller. It may be like Thursday at like 6. It may be this upcoming Thursday. I don't know, but that's the idea. We'll clarify that.
Yeah, because I thought we weren't doing it. I let myself get caught. I got behind now.
Well, get caught up because I think we're doing it. We're just doing it like a week late because of the holiday. But
saying on his thing, he's like, I don't think we're doing it this month. And I'm like, oh, I guess not.
He said that? Well, I'm gonna fucking message him because he just said let's delay it. If he wants to just do like whatever.
Maybe I didn't see the message.
We'll figure this out. But regardless, I would definitely say that one of the categories in the Comic Book Community Awards is Best Collaboration and Best Collab Project. And I think that should be the monthly review that we do with Dylan and Bueller and Bob. So,
yeah, bro, that's a fire-ass show, bro.
That's a good one, man.
Dude, we get a lot. Like, when we do that on Bueller's, bro, we be getting a lot of fucking people in there, bro. And when we do it, honestly, when we do it every month, we get a lot of people. Like more than ever.
Bueller, but it's the holiday. Plus, I know he's really bummed out about that whole Rob Liefeld fiasco. So,
no. Well, I'm sure he'll be all right. Fucking my man's a beast. He's always got something in the works.
He is.
Love you, Bueller. Even though you won't be watching this. Yeah, dude. So chopping mall next week. As always, do your homework, y'all. Y'all the best, man. Station. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We had Joram, Missing Link, Bobby D, TM, Toby, Fable, Holshoe, Albert, Steve Clifton. I know your girl was up in here. Jamie Kirby. Let's see who else was up in here. Craig. Yeah, it was a good show this week, man. TK was up in here. Kitten Puke, Supreme Comics Girl, Chamorro. Let's see. Yeah, bro. Last couple weeks, bro, it was a little slower, man. So they came back, bro. They missed you, bro.
I just want you to know how important I am, Dylan. How important am I, Dylan? I'm just kidding.
You're so important, dude.
No, it's because y'all were talking about some bullshit movies those last 2 weeks. Now you're talking about Return of the Living Dead, bro.
Yeah.
When Robbie's not here, y'all talk about some bullshit movies, man. Dylan's like, this is my chance to talk about some bullshit ass fucking Stephen King adaptations. I'm surprised you didn't do Langoliers, bro.
Well, nobody. I own it. They didn't own it. They couldn't find it. So we did. Riding the Bullet is fucking awesome. This movie is garbage, even though I still have a small place in my heart for it. That's the garbage one. That was TM. I'm gonna blame that one on TM. We were joking. We kept messing with TM about picking this one, but dude, Needful Things and Riding the Bullet, you gotta check those out, Robbie. These were fun. Riding the Bullet, especially.
Sure.
I'm telling you, check Riding the Bullet. So dude, everybody, like all three of us loved it. All of us. But yeah, dude, they were fun, man. I want to do more Stephen King stuff, man. I had fucking so much fun hanging out with those
let's
guys.
do The Mist. That's a good one. Christine, that's a good one.
Hell yeah. I love
Fuck, I'll do Firestarter. Shit,
I got
not really horror though. Not really horror though.
Yeah, I wish John Carpenter did that fucker, man. That would have been awesome.
You know, it's like I know that's like one of the greatest regrets we ever have in the horror community. Yeah.
But dude, he slayed Christine, man. I just love Carpenter and King. Like, just the thought of it. And when they did Christine, goddamn, bro, so good. That movie, like, that's why, like Maximum Overdrive didn't work, but he made Christine work. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, dude, I love it.
Well, maybe a coked out Stephen King's not a good choice for a director of a film.
Whew. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest.
But Trucks, they did Trucks, and that wasn't good either. So, but I just think, it's hard, man. John Carpenter is just an artist, So
King Carpenter, baby.
King Carpenter, baby. All right, y'all. Everyone have a great one. We'll see you next week. Remember, Chopping Mall. It's on Tubi. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. Definitely go check that out, and we'll see you next week, man. Thank you, everyone, for chilling.